Okay, first off, I'm going to talk about a specific form called the MOST. So this is a nice acronym for what your dying wishes are. So it tells me whether or not you want CPR, whether you're DNR, which means don't resuscitate. It tells me to what lengths do you want to go to continue living. It's a really important form to have, especially if you're an older person or whatever. Anyways, so one day this lady in a home is trying to go. She's been actively dying. She tells me all the time, oh, I'm just ready to die. I'm tired of the world, but she's saying it in a pleasant way, but she says it all the time. A lot of old people actually do in confidence. They don't want to tell their family because it's sad and it's upsetting, but they're kind of done with the world. They don't feel ready. Their mind is going, their body is going, and that's frustrating, and they're sad or they're lonely. Because a lot of people don't see the point in making friends when all their friends just died or they're going to die. Anyways, one lady I went to see, super nice lady. She was so friendly. I bet she was the most social person out there. She was great. Anyways, but she would tell me these things that she just kind of wants to die already. I'm like, okay, well, not today if you don't mind. Today doesn't work for me. I don't really want to do the bag and tag for you. If you please stop. So she laughed because she knows it makes you uncomfortable. She took fun in that. So of course she wants to talk about it more because it makes you that uncomfortable to even look at her. Funny for her. I think I would be the same way if I were old too, though. Anyway, so one day she does decline. One day she does get sicker and sicker. And one day she goes to the hospital and they send her back. Oh, it's a heart thing. She'll be okay. Except she's not okay because she's now, starting to die. Her breaths are awful. She's not eating. She's not drinking. She's sweating. She's on her way out the door rather quickly. Anyway, so I go to see her. She'd spend a 24-hour check. Go to check on her. It's morning. I'm like, you're up by now. Better go check because I don't hear any motion through the door. Go check. Nope, she's not doing very good. Of course, she's sweaty, head to toe. She doesn't make sense. Her breathing is awful. Her blood pressure is down. She ticks all the boxes for, she's kind of ready. Anyway, so she didn't have, I get my LPN because she's the one that has to do all that paperwork and charge stuff to really make the final decision of, it's time to go. You're actively going. So she comes, she does the check. She's like, you know what? I think you got to go to the hospital. I think this is time. So of course she don't want to go to the hospital. Nope, she's decided, no, I'm just going to go right here. She doesn't really understand that she's dying. She's okay with that. She's aware enough to tell us her wishes, which is great. But then the nurse starts asking, do you have a MOST form? Do you have a green sleeve with all your important papers? Do you have that stuff? Oh, it's around here somewhere. Well, we don't have a copy, and she's in our care, and we're supposed to have a copy, of course, because she's assisted living at this time, so we have all that stuff usually. But this time was not that time. It was in process, so we didn't actually have a copy of what she wanted. We didn't know how we were supposed to let her die already. So we had to call the family, and the family sister, she's like, she just came back from the hospital. What happened? I'm like, we know what happened. We don't know what's wrong with her, actually, but she's going. You got to take her to the hospital now. We're going to call. You need to meet us there, you need to meet us here, but we need to know what her orders are. So she ends up going. Of course, she goes to the hospital. She dies within hours, quite quickly, and the family's distraught. Of course, because they didn't know what her dying wishes were. So by the time the family came, it was kind of too late for her to express those wishes now. She's already not really responsive. She can kind of open her eyes a little bit, rolling around, but can't make out the words to say yes or no to things. So the doctors did what they could in the hospital, and of course she died. It is so important for you to have your MOST form. It's unbelievable. It is one of the most important forms you could possibly have. I need to know how you want to go. I need to know to what full scale where can you die, because if you don't have that form, you can't die in your home. Not in a building. You have to go to the hospital to do that. I can't have you go here unless your form specifically tells me that that's okay. Otherwise, we're treating it as an emergency, and you're just going to go to the hospital. It's astonishing how many people don't have the form or don't understand how important it is. We've had family members just not fill it out. Oh, we don't need that. Of course she'll be CPR. Well, that's not always what they want. A lot of the time, it's not. The majority of them are DNR. They just want to just go peacefully. They want minimal intervention. They just want to be happy, and they just want to go because they're old, they're done, they're tired of living, to be honest. It's just it's a dying wish thing that you should respect that as a family member, even though it's super sad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that when my time comes, to be honest. But it's what they want, and that's what's kind of nice about being a third party, trying to respect those wishes. It's important.